Damn you, Rotten Tomatoes! Spy stars Melissa McCarthy, Jason Statham, Rose Byrne, and is directed by Paul Feig. So in Spy, Melissa McCarthy, she is in the CIA, but she kind of works behind the scenes. She's a desk jockey, and she pretty much is the eyes and ears of Jude Law at the beginning of the movie. But in the movie, at the beginning, something goes wrong, and then they have to send Melissa McCarthy out because she is an actual agent. She's had training, so she has to go and take on a case. Look guys, the reason I brought up the Rotten Tomatoes thing at the beginning is because I wasn't even going to go see this movie. And then I saw that it was 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. I was like, wow, 95%? I mean, there are some really great movies that are less than 95%. So maybe I need to go see this. And this is why Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter can be deceiving sometimes, because I believe if you get anywhere around 60%, then you automatically get kicked into the fresh zone. So if 95% of your critics give a movie 60%, then they get fresh, and it could be 95% on tomato meter. A lot of people think that 95% means 95% of the population love this movie, but I digress. So why do I bring up that? Because I did not think Spy was as great as I wanted it to be. I think there's much better comedies out there, and let me tell you why. First, I'll start out with the good. I think Melissa McCarthy, she's really hit and miss, and I think I figured it out about her. I think she's really good in small doses, and I'll give you an example. This is 40. She's only in that movie for a little bit, but those scenes that she's in, she really kind of steals the show. Also Bridesmaids. She had so many really funny scenes in Bridesmaids. But again, she's only in the movie for a small portion. Everything that I've seen her in where she is the center of the story, I find myself getting kind of bored or tired of her humor after a while. And Spy is no exception. She does have quite a few scenes in this where she's really endearing, and she's funny, and she's lovable. But then she also has a lot of scenes where the humor just kind of falls flat, or it's cliche, you know, predictable. We've all heard it before. It's kind of like Hollywood is representing her as the female Chris Farley. And I don't mean that because of, you know, her weight. I mean that because she's a very physical type of comedian. And Chris Farley was a very physical type of comedian as well. Also, for a comedy, the action scenes are very good in this movie. Like there's a scene at the beginning with Jude Law, and he's going through quite a few agents, and all those scenes are filmed very well. The camera stays put, and you get to see all the action. It's not like a lot of predominantly action movies where you see the camera is just close up and you don't see what's going on in the action because they didn't take the time to choreograph the scene. Oh, and did I mention that Jason Statham is in this movie? I was expecting a different Jason Statham, and I feel like his character was kind of wasted in this movie because every scene that he was in, he was kind of the bumbling idiot. I mean, sure, he had some funny scenes, but like McCarthy, I thought a lot of the scenes kind of fell flat, and he was more for comic relief than anything in the movie. And that's fine with an actor that isn't as physical as Jason Statham, but when you got somebody like that who is a trained martial artist expert, why not go ahead and use him in a movie called Spy? I think there's one scene where he kicks ass. Guys, I had a tough time figuring out a rating for Spy because it is definitely between 2 Hours Lost and Humdrum. So I'm going to give it a low Humdrum. I did have a good time with this movie. It almost overstayed its welcome, but I enjoyed myself. So I'm going to cut it some slack. So guys, what did you think of Spy? What did you think of the 95% rating on Rotten Tomatoes? Do you agree with it? Do you think there are better comedies out there right now? Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and Humdrum out.